All right. Happy Friday. We are back in the studio. We got Wingo, we got Dave, we got Pooch on the Pooch cam. We got a great lineup for you today. There he is in all his glory.
Get jitty with Pooch.
We got a good show for you today. We got Bam dropping 83 points. I know we got a lot of controversy in the Twitter world out there. You know, what people got thoughts on the Bam 83. We got free agency, crazy moves going on, like insane. I feel like it's been one of the craziest early parts of NFL free agency. Then, of course, we got the World Baseball Classic going on. We're tuning in now into basically the playoffs of the tournament. And then got the Players' Championship. Is it a major? Is it not? We're going to talk about that today, too. And some fun debates. So, good show today. How we feeling, boys?
I'm feeling great. Dre. I'm feeling extra great that Bam Adebayo is the highest scorer in the history of basketball because everyone knows Will Chamberlain. It's never happened until I see video proof. So, until then, Bam Adebayo, what a damn week, man. And just a great week for sports and always a pleasure to chop it up with the boys.
Absolutely. Wingo, how we feeling? Let's see the Fins gear today.
I'm always fired. No, got to rep the Fins. I'm always fired up when USA has a chance to play Canada.
Yes, Wingo!
No matter what sport we're doing. So I'm definitely pumped for that, later tonight. And then all this money flying around in NFL free agency. It's exciting. It's, gives you something to look forward to your team in the future, and hopefully it works out for you.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah! It is always a good day when the USA is playing Canada, and we better win in baseball. That's all I gotta say. Oh. Which we're gonna get into that, right? Because what happened against Italy was kind of a crazy situation. But before we get into that, let's start it off with Bam Adebayo dropping 83 points. Say what you want to say, the free throws, the Heat doing what they needed to do to get him to the 83 points. Anybody that scores damn 83 points, man, deserves the love and the credit.
100%.
Like the fact that there's been so much backlash. The guy dropped 83 points. Like, what are we talking about here?
No, I'm with you, wholeheartedly. I think it's absurd that anyone has a problem with this. It's really just a portion of the NBA community that is honestly like this feel like, oh man, like they're making 83 seem like it's something that can happen any night. Right. There's a reason why it's never happened. And,
yes.
and by the way, every other team plays the Wizards. So if you want to be, it's a Wizards thing. Like, you know what? Like Bam showed up, he shut everyone up, and if you realize who is appreciating this, right? He mentioned he got texts from Michael Jordan, LeBron James,
Sick.
Real ball knowers,
Sick.
right? Real ball knowers. Dude, he scored 83 points. What are we doing, man? Why can't we enjoy it? People automatically have to knock down something that is literally historic. So, I think it's ridiculous that people are giving Bam shit for this.
It's definitely crazy because, you see it in all sports when someone's that close to breaking a record, everyone's, rooting for that specific guy because it's like, go break it, go make history. And the thing about it that I think is so cool to kind of look at, he's not a true scorer. Like he's not someone that's constantly putting up all these points. And for him to go out and do that, everyone to kind of support him through it. You see guys like LeBron and MJ supporting him, like you kind of just said. And, it's amazing that he was able to do that. Unfortunately, he passed Kobe's record. That's something that people have been talking about. We wanted him to obviously hold that.
Yeah.
But, records are set to be broken, right? And that's something you always strive for. So for him to have that down here in Miami, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that kind of feeds into the hate a little bit. It's like you broke Kobe's record, and obviously 100%. Kobe's arguably one of the GOATs, right? And maybe in some people's eyes, the GOAT, right? But Kobe's record to be broken, if there was anyone that you didn't want to break, it was Kobe. Yeah. But if there's a guy that, deserves it, right? Obviously, maybe we're a little biased because we're Heat people, right? But Bam is just a great dude all around, right? And he's been the captain of that team now for a while, basically since Jimmy Butler left. That's Bam's team. And to Wingo's point, he's not that guy, right? He is not the guy that's going to be the scorer. Can he go put up 30, 35? He could do that, right? Yeah. We've seen it multiple times. But to drop 83 points and be Bam Adebayo, right? Center, not a true scorer, at that capacity is insane, right? And you look at his numbers, 20 of 43 from the field goals, and then 36 of 43 from the free throw line, right? The biggest thing is the free throws, right? Yeah. Everyone's like, God damn, he took 43 free throws attempts. My argument is don't foul the damn guy, right?
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, first off, can we applaud a center hitting 36 free throws? Like, is that not impressive enough? Come on.
How many is Shaq making out of those?
Exactly. But like for me too, it's like if you look at the compilation, right, of the fouls, somebody put them all together. It's like, yeah, dude, these are fouls. Like,
right.
like maybe two of them. You can say like 2, max 3. Were like, okay, those are kind of soft calls. Dude, he was getting mugged all game. Like, it was crazy. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And then also, like, to the extent that people, like, kind of been talking about the ending of the game and getting fouls and whatever.
Yeah.
And the way that the Heat, guess what? The Wizards were triple teaming this guy. And then when he wasn't getting the ball, intentionally fouling our other players so that Bam wouldn't break the record. So guess what? Like that's why Bam is out here breaking triple teams, and that's going to lead to also people fouling him. Because
Absolutely.
You're just trying so hard to stop this guy from scoring that you're just going to keep whacking at him so that he's not, hitting the record breaker on your head. Essentially.
Absolutely.
And if you're gonna foul somebody, you're fouling the center. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Foul the center because hopefully he's not going to be making them, but obviously he did. So come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I just hate that you take away something this iconic in history, right? I mean, like you said, Dave, it's hard to score in this league. Yeah. One. And it's damn hard to score 83 points in an NBA game, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is like, what happens if Luka, obviously traditional scorer, right? He's been up there and dropped, I think 77. Yeah, 77. Yeah. Right, and that was a double OT game, by the way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Then you got Trae Young, I think that's also done it too, and that was an OT game, right? Like those guys are scorers. Like, let's give Bam his damn flowers.
Yes.
And he hit the free throws, right? He still hit 20 field goals. He started off hot as hell from the 3-point line too.
Yes.
Like,
I was gonna say, like,
he did everything in his power to score.
Exactly. Like,
and then the other thing too, right? You brought up like that fourth quarter. If you know you're close to getting that record, absolutely you're going to go for the record at that point, right? Like you have a lead. You always play to win the game, right? We were winning that game. But if you're seeing 77 points, you're like, bro, he can go get it.
Dude,
let's do everything in our power as a team, as a coach, right? Suppose like I'm not forgiving anybody. Like I'm standing on business on this.
That's what I wanted to bring up because Spo did. They kept questioning him, and he's like, yeah, like apologize. I'm not apologizing to anybody. Like this is like this is insane. And then Bam had to kind of do a similar thing in his press conference. I think the whole narrative is ridiculous, and I do think that if it wasn't him passing a guy like Kobe, right, it probably wouldn't have had this big of a flare. You see a lot of the people, especially like on Twitter, that are big Kobe guys, and I wish Bobby was here because I know Bobby is a guy who views Kobe as the GOAT. Bobby's the Lakers guy, so I would love to hear his take. But like you have guys like Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson, saying that the NBA is rigged now. Like, oh really, dude? You think that the NBA just randomly decided that Bam Adebayo, of all people, is just going to pass Kobe's record on a Tuesday night, dude? Get out of here, bro.
He scored 40 in the first quarter.
Yeah, dude.
Like, before everything.
Bro, he had 60 through 3. Like, it's like, dude, he was just playing a great game. Like, dude, he played so well. Bam, like you mentioned, like, that's our guy. Of course, we're happy to see him. But, like, dude, it is an achievement of, like, again, first off, this is the 100 record is something that nobody is probably ever going to reach again. Shocking. Maybe Bam does it, who knows? But even the 81 number is a record that many people didn't think was possible. Like, can we celebrate that insane record being passed? Like, it's crazy to me.
I can't score 83 points if you put me on a court with nobody on it.
Yeah. Facts.
Oh, 100%. I'm going to need like 2 days to make that happen.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, and then people are saying this is bad for basketball. How in the world is this bad for basketball?
Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you what, everyone's talking about it.
Exactly.
So, hey, all press is good press for a league that, listen, like basketball, and this is, in my opinion, in the sense of basketball has kind of, the NBA in itself has kind of fallen off. Not in terms of like the league or whatever, like for my personal taste, I really don't follow it as intensely until playoff time.
Yeah.
But like, guess what? I've been talking about the NBA for 4 straight days. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's great for the game. And again, it's obviously we're based in Miami, so it's even better for us. And it gives me another reason to just like trash talk anybody else. That's like the fuel I need. But I think it is great for the NBA. I mean, again, like this is something that and And by the way, and there's another record that was broken as SGA broke Wilt Chamberlain's like all-time consecutive record, and like people are still talking about Bams. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how historic it is. I think it's great.
There's a note in here in our run of show. Does this game put him in the Hall of Fame?
Oh,
that's a crazy take.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I don't know.
Records could put you in the Hall of Fame for sure, right? Like when you own a record, it's Hall of Fame worthy. But then you look at the career, right? I mean, he's got to get the rings, right?
Yeah.
You got to add that into the equation. He, I think, has only made 2 All-Star games up to this point, and you can make the argument that he's maybe should have made more, right?
Yeah.
Some of those years it felt like he's gotten snubbed. But to put him in the Hall of Fame.
You can't use he should have made more as like saying Josh Allen should have won the Super Bowl.
Right. That's what I'm saying. 100%. I'm with you.
I don't know if this game alone will be, but 100% if he does, this game will be mentioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's for sure. I do agree he needs, I mean, people get in without a ring, but like obviously the ring helps. He's been to 2 finals. He does need to probably get more All-NBA and All-Star notes, but 100% if he does make it to the league, this will be listed on his many accomplishments. So.
Yes. You got any thoughts on Hall of Fame for Bam there, Wingo?
I think, yes, it's definitely going to be in the conversation. But also, I think the league is getting so good. You know, they're almost, it's disappointing to say this, but personal opinion, I think they're almost forgetting about those guys that have been in the league for so long now and did, 10 years ago, they were the man. They were up there with LeBron James, and now people aren't realizing they're still in the league. And we're forgetting about them because these younger guys are coming and they're scoring points, right? We're getting to this game where there's a little bit less defense and there's so many points going on. It's like, oh, Hall of Fame player. Oh, he's that because they're scoring points, right? Bam's just never been a guy that's putting up the 40s and the 50s and doing that. Now he puts up 80. Let's put it in the conversation. But there's going to be critics out there that say this just was never something consistent. He did it one time, and that might be that.
Yeah. No, shout out Bam. Shout out to the race car outside.
Lightning McQueen.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Lightning McQueen.
Holy cow. Somebody's freaking revving up. It's almost hijacking my new car.
Yeah, it's gone. Bam might be due to the week. I don't know. I guess you're going to have to wait and see. Because, it's definitely worthy. But shout out Bam. Great performance. But let's chime in now. NFL free agency. Hot start, right? A lot of moves being made. Obviously, some of the staple news was the Crosby news, right?
Yes.
It looks like he's going to Baltimore, trying to make a Super Bowl run over there. He's talking about how, he was thankful for his time in Vegas now, right? And saying, hey, let's go make a run now in Baltimore. He obviously had been wanting to get out there for a while. Then we break the news that he ain't going to Baltimore and he's staying with the Raiders. Wingo, I'll kick it off to you first. Like, what are your thoughts on that whole situation? Because it's pretty crazy that went down the way it did.
Yeah, so first off, I'll start by saying this year is a record-setting year, right? We're up to $5.8 billion spent since Monday on free agency.
Jesus Christ.
And that's up $1 billion more from last year. Obviously, the cap space has gone up, and you're seeing these big contracts and these big trades. Talking about the Max Crosby trade situation with the Ravens, I'm a little bit confused by it because they knew he just had an injury, just had surgery, was just kind of getting out of the brace and moving around a little bit. So he has to pass a physical, in order to sign that contract. I don't understand what they think they were going to do with them when he got there. If this was maybe an alter, something else going on in the behind the scenes for them to get Trey Hendrickson, just because they knew what they were getting, right? He got there. He's still recovering, and he couldn't pass the physical. When his clear date is, when he's going to be fully healthy. So they shouldn't have expected him to fully pass a physical. So I'm a little bit just confused. Them backing out, maybe, when they do go to do these big trades, it throws off a lot of teams. So that's kind of where my mind's going immediately.
Yeah.
When you do a trade, it messes up other trades going to other teams or who's looking at who or managing cap space. So that could have been, an ultra motive. But I really just see, they obviously got Trey Hendrickson, another big-time player to fill that position.
Yeah.
We have heard a little bit of they were going after both Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby.
Can you imagine?
But I just don't know. I feel like it's a bad look a little bit. But also it's like you knew what you were doing. So I don't really get their logic here.
I will say Trey and Crosby.
Oh my God, that would have been deadly.
Would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, whatever their odds were to win the Super Bowl would have skyrocketed if they would have landed both of them.
Yeah. I'm with you, Wingo. I do think it's a very bad look unless you are a Baltimore Ravens fan, right? Like if the Miami Dolphins did this, I would be like, all right, whatever. We're getting away. Crosby is better than Trey Hendrickson, but Trey Hendrickson is incredible
because they got
you're
Trey,
not giving up 2 picks.
And yeah, exactly.
Right?
So they got him free agency, right? Because he was a free agent. So yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy. You don't have to give up the 2 first-round picks.
It's a great listen. Objectively, it's kind of scumbaggy.
It is.
But they're making out like a bandit.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
they are. Like that's how it. And guess what? Like you know what I mean? Like for me. Right, if there's no rule against it, you're kind of more taking advantage of an unspoken rule, and it kind of sucks if you're the other 31 teams. But it is a bad look. But dude, if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm pretty kind of ecstatic. Like you lose Crosby, that news breaks, you're like, oh, what the hell? And then boom, you land the biggest defensive end free agent out there. So
Another thing I was going to tell you too, now where my mind's going to get a little bit is, right, let's say Crosby gets in the building. They know that he has to pass that physical, but they know there's going to be, he's not fully going to pass it regardless just because he just got off an injury. Mm-hmm. They could have still been in the works and teetering and finding out, hey, we can get Trey Hendrickson here if we back out of this for a pick less. So let's just basically say the physical was failed, right? Because he wasn't going to pass a full physical. Like, he can't go out there and run and do all these things.
Yeah.
So they can easily say on paper, hey, didn't pass the physical, send him back. Let's bring in Trey Hendrickson for a pick less. And that's that, right? Saves the team.
True.
Another pick. And now I'm thinking, hey, I think it was a smart decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, listen, if that was my team, I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
So I can't lie. I would.
Is there a chance that Crosby still gets moved at this point? Obviously now, because there's the reputation is he healthy, right? But to Wingo's point, everyone knew that he's not going to pass a physical at this point, right? Yeah. And his doctor touched him because they're worried about the injury.
I don't think anybody's really worried about the injury. I don't think they're worried about the injury just because they know the type of player he is. I do think that when you say someone's off the market, they're not really off the market, right? If they call and give a number, they're more than welcome to listen to that and be intrigued by it a little way. But, I do see, Max now staying over there with the Raiders just because everyone's already they've been spending their money, right? They've been spending their money in free agency. They've been doing certain trades. So by doing that, right, they're getting to their cap already. There's few teams, right? We can pull up the list. There's few teams that, have the amount of money to go sign another big contract for a defensive end like Max Crosby. And that's when you're looking at things like the draft for this upcoming year. The edge class is stacked. Right, you can go get a guy in round 2 and round 3 and maybe early round 4 that's still a top caliber player. So you got to take that. You can get him for a lot cheaper. It's a lot of stuff to kind of take in, a lot of stuff, moving parts in these next few days, weeks, and months. But I don't think anyone's really going to touch him. Maybe few calls here and there, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean the price is basically 2 first-rounders for him, right? And then do the Raiders have a contract already in place with him, or is there an extension?
He tweeted that he's staying with the Raiders. He already put out. He's like, I'm saying he does. I think it's either his last year or maybe he's got 2 years left.
Okay.
I'm not sure of his actual contract. I know he is still on the Raiders. I can see, because I agree with you, Wingo, that I don't think anyone's going to touch him now. I can see someone potentially making a move closer to the deadline. Mid-season when he is back and hopefully, he's kind of in full form. Maybe that's when you go do it. I don't know. Or, somebody could use, right? Hey, you almost get a discount now that he's, not passing physicals and,
Yeah.
I don't think the Raiders would do it. But, I'm sure a couple people will probably make that call. I expect him to be on the Raiders week 1, and then let's see what happens.
Which, I mean, honestly, could be interesting, right? Raiders, new head coach.
He did sign an extension he signed an extension through 2020, 2029. He did it on March 5th. So that is a 3-year, $106 million extension. Okay. There could be trades with that here and there, but I don't think anyone's touching him, and he's going to be comfortable staying in Vegas.
Yeah, and look, I mean,
Mendoza.
They're on the other side now of this new era of Raiders football, right? Mendoza, 99% chance is the quarterback there, right? And they got the new head coach, right, with Kubiak. So I think there's upside, right? Where
Yeah.
Crosby was kind of sitting there and like being like, what are we doing here? So I think that
finally
helps the
some
cause a little bit,
Yeah.
where there's momentum in the right direction for him, and he's gonna be a piece of that, hopefully new era of Raiders football.
Yeah, and to be honest, like the Raiders actually made one of my favorite moves of signing the guy, ironically, the Ravens center. I forget his name, Wing. I don't know if you know it. Top of mind. Oh, there you go, Poochie. They just went to go get him, right? And so they're kind of making the move to connecting a rookie quarterback with one of the best, probably top 2, top 3 center in the league. I think that's a great move, like initial move already. So it seems like the Raiders are kind of on the right path. But again, it's like Crosby's nasty. He is getting a little older. Raiders aren't really in win now, but I can see the Raiders, if they keep making these moves, maybe it's a next year, 2 years thing, that they could be very, very competitive. Especially if Howard Mendoza is.
Exactly.
Tom Brady is loving it right now.
Yeah.
This is his dream. Obviously loves playing, win all the Super Bowls. Now just to sit back and it's like he's playing Madden, just picking out his players.
Yeah.
Figuring out all the moving pieces. So I'm sure that he's having a blast.
Hell yeah. It's sick. Any winners of free agency up to this point? There's been a lot of moves. One move in particular caught my attention was the Jalen Phillips.
That was
he got a bag with Carolina, right? Carolina had money to spend, and I think that was one of their big needs. So they were like, Jalen had a good enough year to showcase like he's healthy and bounce back from injury, but he got a bag, right? And other teams are, to Wingo's point, spending a lot of money, right? But is there any team, any move that you think has been kind of a highlight move or a big move for a team this year?
We kind of touched a little bit on it last week. I think the Rams right now, what they're doing, getting not only McDuffie, but I think they even got another cornerback as well. And supposedly, and I read this right before we came on live, they're making a move for A.J. Brown. Which would be a very, very stacked receiving core, to say the least.
Christ.
So,
how would they do that? A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams,
and Puka.
And Puka.
It'd be crazy. You put Devontae at the slot.
No, I ain't even going to watch the NFL.
Cooper Kupp. Come on now. Don't forget Cooper Kupp.
And Coop.
Yeah.
Well, no, Coop's in Seattle.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Come on, Wingo. Come on, Wingo. You're better than that.
I think Kupp.
I know.
When you think about Cooper Kupp, you think Rams because he goes to Seattle and he's not the guy anymore. So Puka just swooped up and stole his job.
He really did. He came in there.
Good. But yeah, dude, the Rams.
Puka's on a weird offseason tear, by the way.
Unreal. He's on an unreal tear. But the Rams, for me, again, were just as good as the Seahawks, right? Those two teams, the Seahawks.
Whoever won that NFC championship was winning the Super Bowl.
Maybe here. So for a team that's that good to start to essentially be reloading and not even reloading, just adding. I think for me, they're the MVPs of the offseason so far. And then I do, or I'll let Wingo go first because we definitely got to talk about Malik Willis.
Hey. You know who my team is that's won the offseason so far? The Miami Dolphins, baby. Let's go.
I love it.
I knew somebody was going to take the Dolphins. So hopefully that ends up well over there. I'm not holding my head too high for that one. But I got two teams for you. I'm repping it today too. I got two teams for you. I'm going to say Carolina Panthers being one. Obviously, Bryce Young ending the season very well. You can see that he can play to that caliber level of football. The Jalen Phillips, I think that's huge for them to be on the edge. And then adding a guy from Jacksonville, Devin Lloyd. I think he did an amazing job being on that, Jacksonville defense last year was very productive. Having both of them added to their defense, I think will give them that extra push, give Bryce Young a little bit of time to, get on the sidelines, makes corrections, calm himself down so they can continue to play at that high caliber level football. And then my next one is actually the Buffalo Bills. I think, adding DJ Moore with Josh Allen, I think should help them. I talked about it before.
That was a big move. Yeah.
James Cook being, so versatile. It was him out of the backfield and him running the ball, right? Him on the edge and to be able to add another threat out there on the edge like DJ Moore, a solidified number one receiver helps Josh Allen a lot, and it's going to allow one of these slot receivers to step up, whether or not that's Shakir, right? Can Keon Coleman now learn from DJ Moore, or be another guy that steps up his game in year 3? So I think those are the two teams that definitely excite me for this upcoming year. I'm sure there will be more moves to make, and then obviously I'll let you guys talk about the Miami Dolphins, making some moves and being strategical in the background here.
Before we get to the Fins, one move that kind of caught my attention too, right? We've been talking about the running backs, right? You talk about Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs, right? But another one was Travis Etienne going to the Saints, right?
Yeah.
The Jags made such a good run last year, and Etienne was a huge part of that. I mean, him and Trevor Lawrence last year with that new offense that they were running was electric. I mean, Etienne 2 years ago looked like he was washed, like he was done, and you were like, what does Etienne really have? Then he has a great year out of the backfield, catching and running the ball, right? And this was a team that was a legit contender, right? Especially the AFC last year was weird. It felt like it was wide open, and they just let him walk. Another, good running back in my opinion. And then you're in New Orleans now, right? Which it's a strange division, right? You got Atlanta that brings in now Tua, and that open QB competition that's going to be going on there. You got Carolina and all the moves that they made that Wingo just brought up, right? And then you got who's the fourth team there?
The Bucs.
Bucs, right? We just lost Mike Evans.
Right, Mike Evans,
right?
the Niners.
So that division is always interesting to me because of the fact that it just is. You never know, right? You can win 9 games and you're probably going to be the winner in that division. How crazy would it be? Tua goes in, wins the starting job in the NFC South, and then goes and makes a playoff game and wins.
Cut his mic, coach.
Just saying, cut it up in January next year.
Oh man, I mean, listen, the Tua to the Falcons one is it's just funny. To me, it's like Penix and Tua. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna. Listen, there's
weapons there, man. Drake London, Bijan.
You can just hand the ball off every play. Listen, as long as he stays healthy, right? As long as he stays healthy, like he'll do fine, right? Now, is he gonna freaking win a playoff game? I don't know, but. Listen, it was time for him to go. I hope wish him well, but Tua,
for sure. Was it time to go?
Right?
Absolutely.
We're
gonna get into Malik now, but I'm just saying, Drake London, Bijan, they got a little squad out there.
A lot of weapons,
and like you said, a dome. Let Tua rip the ball out there.
Yeah,
it would be sick.
Yeah, 20 yards.
Hey,
sorry. I could have helped myself.
Now let's talk Malik Willis real quick. To Wingo's point, like I'm at the point where I'm not excited about anything anymore. It's like, how can I get high about anything? Because I've gotten up high, especially like in that 2023 year. And now it's just like, I'm neutral, right? Do I like the moves that we made? Sure. My biggest question mark with the Malik Willis thing is like, you're going to say the whole thing, he's only started 6 games. Like, let's put that aside for a second. Even if he is good, is this team even good enough to like support him, right? Like you paid a guy, I think it's going to come out to like $22 million a year, so it's not a bad contract by any stretch of the imagination. We have we have plenty of room to work with, right? And we will set ourselves up for success. Next year, right? So for me, it's like it's great, but are we even in a position to like help Malik at this point, right? We have pieces on the offensive line. What are we going to do with Achane and that contract, right? Like all these things that like we have pieces to build around. But I just don't know if we have enough to really see if Malik could be good.
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm with you in the sense of like I walk into every season with my expectations high. I somehow have been hurt about my entire life for after every year. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I was down on it initially. I watched one hype video and I'm on my way back in. I saw him walking into the facilities yesterday. I'm like, that's my QB1, baby. But listen, I'm with you. The Dolphins don't have a great track record in terms of setting you up for success. I think, especially based on how the contract was, 2 years fully guaranteed. I think it's a 3-year contract. I still expect us to draft a quarterback next year.
Oh yeah,
right. I mean,
Sullivan was pretty adamant about that.
Yeah, unless this guy really like wins MVP this year, I don't see us not taking a quarterback next year, right? But really, next year is where I think we'll see what we have. I think it's a big move for us, right? I didn't expect it, to be honest. I know everyone was saying, "Oh, Malik Tidal." I'm like, I think we're gonna just kind of tank and go. No, we're picking him up.
Yeah.
So let's see. Listen, I think it's all upside, right?
But that's what Ross does. He doesn't allow tanks to happen.
I know.
He has to sell tickets, and he's going to make the team as relevant as it needs to be.
Yeah.
So that we can go 7-9 again. That's what I don't want.
I know. Yeah,
You
that's the biggest issue. But it's also like, I mean, it's right. It's a win. I guess you could kind of lose in the sense if we are 7-9, that'd be a nightmare. But if this guy shows enough flashes, or he is the guy, right? We have him for a couple years at a pretty good contract.
Yes,
And next year is really going to be the year where we can really add, right? This year, obviously, we've been taking a bunch of cap hits. Tua, Tyreek. One actually wouldn't go when you said about the Bills. They just got Bradley Chubb yesterday, which he's another one that we let go. So I'm not expecting much this year. I just want to see if he can make plays and make us competitive, right? And who knows, I think these guys really
there's definitely no downside.
They really believe that this guy could be a really good quarterback in this league. So it's a new regime. I know I'm just a scarred Dolphins fan, so I want to be negative, but then again, I can't help myself because I'm such a homer that a week later I'm all in. So let's see what this kid's got.
Yeah, no, I think it's enough to be excited about.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm not gonna shoot for the stars, but I would like to see us get aggressive with a big time receiver. One of these lengthy, long guys, 6'5", and can run fast. Are we gonna look at those guys in the draft? I'm sure there's Colby Young. There's
we got Tutu Atwell.
We got Tutu,
yeah, and so now it's mixing Tutu Atwell with Jalen Waddle, right? How are we gonna play with both? It's a little bit of controversy. Yes, great player, right? Return guy, return specialist, but so is Waddle. So that's where my only question mark is there. But I would love to see us go out and get a young, big time receiver who can go up and get the ball, or look for a veteran guy to come in, guy that's similar to a guy like Mike Evans, right? I don't know if we were in talks when that was going. A guy like Keenan Allen.
AJ Brown.
The AJ Brown, if we could afford him. But, so one of these older guys that's a lengthier receiver, I think will be super beneficial to pair with, that Tutu, the Waddle, and with the A-chain in the backfield. We need something to spice it up a little bit on top of, a big-time tight end guy, right? Can we still have Darren Waller, to have that red zone playbook?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does this certain things look like? So definitely piecing all the parts together is definitely something I'm trying to envision,
right?
But not going to feel too confident about anything because I don't want to let myself down.
I expect us now. I wouldn't be shocked. I fully expect us to take a shot at a wide receiver in this draft.
Yes.
I don't think so at 11, but I expect maybe in round 2 or 3, I can totally see us making a move for a bigger receiver, and I'm obviously down for it. Let's give this guy some weapons now.
He's got a cannon and he's mobile. I don't know. When's the last time we had a mobile quarterback?
Tannehill?
Yeah, true. Tannehill was pretty mobile.
He's probably the most mobile we've had.
Yeah, he's not like Lamar Jackson mobile.
I mean, Tyler Huntley.
Lamar. Oh, sure, Tyler Huntley. That's right.
Huntley. That was rough.
Yeah, but
a couple quarters in the past few years with Tua.
Oh man, new era of Dolphins football.
New era.
There is actually a signing I want to shout out.
Go for it.
A guy that the Dolphins signed, bringing him back home to Miami, Josh Uche.
Yeah, let's go.
Christopher Columbus High School.
Yeah,
I played against him. I played with him when I was playing ball. I never put in my ass so hard in my life than from Josh Uche when he was playing at Columbus. Sea Pride. It was practice. I needed to run scout. It was playoff time. And I see him just lighting up like a fucking predator on the end. And I'm like, this guy's not going to go easy, is he? I had to kick him out. And I don't remember the contact. I just remember my ass on the floor getting chewed out. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Do something with yourself. And I'm like, Ooch, can you relax, dog? Relax. But I think he could be good. A little spice up the edge room a little bit. Had a good year with the Patriots. So bring him back home and see what he can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do like that signing for the Fins. But yeah, good offseason. NFL's always relevant. It's just always on.
And this one was a crazy.
It was crazy.
It was a crazy offseason. So
it is. All right, let's get into some World Baseball Classic. As we mentioned, we're basically now in the playoffs of the tournament. But before we talk about some of the matchups, some of the games are going to be tonight. You got USA versus Canada, and then you got DR Korea tonight, and then a few other games through the tomorrow as well. And then next round already starts Sunday. So it's a quick tournament. But we're playing USA and Canada tonight, right? We got that game in Houston, Texas. But let's talk about how we got in, right? Because here we are. Basically, we beat Mexico, and we think we're in, right? Coach comes out, then he starts figuring out, oh, wait, we actually may not be in because we just lost to Italy, and there's a world that we actually cannot get in, right? Basically, if Italy won, we'd get in, and then if Mexico won and scored 5 runs, we'd be out, right? So we're here thinking, oh, my God, there's a chance that the USA doesn't make it to the next round because we just decided not to play any of our guys, and everyone was kind of in cruise control. So people were panicking, right? But our friends in Italy took care of business. Which I want to talk about Italy. Italy is good. Italy is good at baseball. They went undefeated in that group we were in. They went 4-0 with USA and Mexico, which are 2 good teams in the pool, and handled business. They killed Mexico in that last game. And it is crazy to see that a team from Italy has good baseball players because I find out they actually got a ton of MLB guys. They're not like A-list MLB guys. They got the first overall pick, but they actually have guys there.
So I think and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of their guys are actually Americans.
That's the whole thing. They're like Italian Americans.
Like their parents are Italian, but they're technically Americans who could not make the USA team. And guess what? They beat the USA's ass, dude. Like, it was 8-0. It was 8-0 at one point.
And then they killed Mexico, too.
Yeah. So, listen, shout out Italy. Obviously, if we run into you again, we're going to massacre you. But no, seriously, that they did put up a hell of a performance. Something that I did not. I didn't even turn the game on because I was like, all right, we're already advanced. We're playing Italy. I'm like, 8-0? What the hell is this?
We got killed.
Jack Caglione, the Florida Gator. That guy's going to be a beast, right? He's a stud. He's a great player. Obviously, he can do it all, right? He can pitch a little bit, and every time he does hit the ball, it's going 10 miles up into the air and out of the park. So that's one I actually got to look that up because I would assume that he would have been on the American team, but I guess he's Italian. I just, seeing him around at Florida, I thought he was always just kind of American, seems American, but that is a little bit of a contrast. I'm going to ask you guys as well. With some of these guys that play in the MLB and are Americans, but they're playing for other countries, what does that look like? How did they kind of make those decisions? Was it like their heritage or, maybe some of their family members? And then what do we do if one country wins and it's like, you're from America and you're on this team? Like, how is that kind of going to work out?
Yeah, it's definitely a gray area, right? Because you have a guy like Nolan Arenado, right, who's played for the U.S. multiple times in the Classic and now is playing for Team Puerto Rico, right? So I think as long as you maybe have a parent, maybe you live there or something for a certain amount of time. I don't know the exact criteria, but I got to assume at the minimum a parent or something has to be from there, right? So you have some sort of heritage.
Great grandfather.
And then I think everybody always wants to play for the U.S., right? But
so can he switch back now if you wanted to?
Yeah, that's what Arenado did. He's playing for Team Puerto Rico.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. It's weird. It's weird, right? And a guy like a Manny Machado, right? Manny Machado, if he wanted to play for Team USA, they'd welcome him with open arms. But he's super passionate about being Dominican, right? He is Dominican, obviously. So he's going to play for Team DR. But these guys, they're kind of these hybrids, right? That's who we all. That's pretty much who we all are. At I wonder if we could qualify for Team Cuba.
Probably.
Well, our grandparents are Cuban. We're not born in Cuba. Does that match the criteria where we're like, fuck it, they need guys. Let's go.
If you make that case and be like, I'm representing my family, they're going to let you go play. Everyone else will be like, you're from America. We got to make some rules or some stipulations here on how this is going to play out.
I think the biggest question mark there was a Rosarena playing for Mexico, and the guy was born in Cuba. And I don't know.
Wait, what?
I
didn't know that.
Rosarena, he's a baller. Plays for the Mariners, and that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
and Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was born in Cuba, and I believe he just played in Mexico in some time, kind of coming up the system, and they let him play for Team Mexico or something about his wife being Mexican. I don't know the whole story, but the guy's
These are some
The
sketchy
guy has no
rules
degree of
here.
connection to Mexico outside of he might have played there at one point of his life.
That's crazy.
So I think that's like the most
crazy work.
glaring like objection to this of like guys playing for another country because Arezarena just didn't want to play for Cuba.
Facts.
He didn't believe in it. He just didn't want to play for them.
Which I get that.
Yeah, facts.
I get it.
I wouldn't play for him either.
But how they let him play for Mexico, don't
Yeah.
really get it. Don't really get the system. But
Yeah.
there's powers greater than me that make the decision, and they thought it was okay. I'm like, hey, whatever. Last year he was their hero. This year, unfortunately, they got out. But last year he was the hero of the WBC for them. They made it
Yeah.
super far. So I don't know.
It's a gray.
It's
It's gray.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gray.
it's super
and
gray.
There's people pulling some strings within
Yeah.
these organizations.
Yeah.
We're actually going to go back to World Baseball at the end when we do our rapid fire and pick our favorites to win it all. But
Okay.
let's talk real quick. We got USA Canada.
Beat that ass.
We're gonna beat them down today, Wingo. What's the situation? We beat them in hockey already, so now we got to beat them in baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't even think I need to get as fired up as if I got to turn Miracle back on. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a baseball version of it, but Canada, they're just our little brothers.
Facts.
Lower than us, and women's hockey, men's hockey. Now we're coming for baseball. I'm sure there's plenty of other sports. It's time to put them in their place for every single
Yes.
athletic event there is.
Yes, Wingo.
And tonight is going to be a showcase of that.
Dude, I love Wingo, man. Wingo's right next to me on a list in Canada that says "Do not allow in."
The Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
of most hated people in Canada.
It's me, Wingo, Matthew Tkachuk, and we need a fourth. Maybe we'll find out tonight.
Bobrovsky.
And Bobrovsky. But listen, we already took their national sport. They're not going to come in and try to take one of ours. Like, it's just not happening. I guarantee.
We better be on our A game. I will say that.
I'm guaranteeing a routing. I think we're going to beat the piss out of Canada tonight.
What's Aaron Judge speech look like today?
Oh yeah.
As
gonna
long
go
as he
out
keeps
and-
hitting home runs,
Yeah.
that's all we need. We need the bats to come to life. We need the pitching to come to life.
What's even the spread in this game? Like, seriously.
That's a good question. Let's see.
International baseball.
Who do we got?
We're 4.5 run favorites.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're minus
so should be a beatdown.
1,400. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, should be a beatdown. And then I think if we win this game, we play the winner of DR Korea. So
That one's what excites me the most. Like
that one's gonna be insane.
if both teams get there, right?
Which they should. They're favorite. Both teams are
Exactly.
favorited.
It should be us versus the DR with Skeens on the mound,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my God, let's go. That's gonna be
It's gonna be
electric.
insane. And the DR's bats are
100%,
ridiculous
they're
right now. I
crazy.
mean, they're
They're really
scoring
good.
over 8 runs every game right now.
Yeah.
It's insane. But when you have a guy like Skeens on the mound, if you can control that lineup of DR a little bit,
Yeah.
you give yourself a chance, right? I mean, that's you need that pitching matchup to be the difference to beat a team like DR. Because to me, well, we'll save this, but DR is up there to be one of the guys.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see. All right, let's talk some Players Championship. It is big week in golf, right?
Yeah.
5th major. When we're going to talk about it, is it a major? Should it be a major? Should it not be a major? But obviously, TPC Sawgrass is one of the most beautiful courses across the country, maybe even the globe. It is just pristine. The bunkers are more white than anywhere else. The grass is greener. The trees are greener. It is just the clubhouse is ridiculous. It's obviously one of the best tournaments of the year, and it is off to a fire start. I mean, yesterday we had some weather. Some guys were managing the course really well. Other guys were falling apart. I don't know if you saw that group on 17 yesterday, that all 3 of them hit it in the water on 17.
Really?
The full group. I forgot who it was, but a
love
whole
that.
group of
That's-
3 all went in the water. So 17, that's the beauty of this tournament, right? No lead is safe. One shot can derail your whole tournament. I mean, you've seen guys already have quadruple bogeys out there this weekend. Keegan had a quadruple bogey on 11 on a par 5. Right? Then you got Jonathan Vegas, who was 3 under going into 17 yesterday. Gets a quadruple bogey on 17 because he hits it in the water twice.
The best.
Like it doesn't matter who you are, how many strokes you're up. Like it can get dicey fast out there. And to me, that's what makes this tournament so special because you got to just be on your A game every single shot. You cannot afford to miss pretty much anywhere on this course. And that stretch of 16, 17, 18 is probably one of the best 3 holes of golf.
It's the best. It's, you know what, the for me is why I specifically love the Florida swing is the fact that, like, again, the courses here are extremely tough. And it's 3 straight tournaments with insane finishing holes in the sense of, like, at Cognizant, you got to go through the bear trap. And as you saw, Shane Lowry struggles in the bear trap, boom, blows the tournament. API's got 17 and 18, and 18 at Arnold Palmer might be one of the hardest holes on tour. Boom, you see Berger essentially blow away his lead on 17 and 18. Then you go to the Players, where it might be the hardest final 2 holes of all of them. You've got the famous Island Green, and then 18 is the scariest. You've got water all
along the left side. Every
and then
shot,
a bunch of trees on the right.
Your tee shot, like, water's in play. Your second shot, let's say you find the fairway on 18. You're not safe by any stretch of the imagination. Like, you could play it right, but you miss right. That's
There's a ton of trees. It's tough.
Tough. You got rough bunkers all along the right side, so you want to play it safe over there. You're not guaranteed a par if you miss right over there. So it is tough. And I think there was the stat, like the last, I don't know how many winners, but basically have shot par or better on 18 through the course of the whole tournament. So, like, the tournament's won on 18. I just think about, imagine having a 2-stroke lead going into 17 on Sunday and hitting that tee shot onto the green. Like, the nerves got to be ridiculous hitting that tee shot. But it is epic. And you look at the leaderboard right now, I mean, just a ton of guys in contention right now. But 2 of the guys right now that are on fire are Xander Schauffele and Corey Connors, both 5 under through the course of the tournament. And then you got Sepp Straka also tied at the top in the lead at 8 under. So you got 3 guys at 8 under, bunch of guys sitting at 6 under, and then it just kind of stacks. So you got about 30 guys within 6 strokes of the lead, and then you got
and half of them have
over
off today.
20 guys that are within 4 strokes of the lead right now. And we know how this tournament is. Spieth is on a tear right now. He's 6 under, 5 under for the tournament.
Let's see, Spiethy.
He must be having
he's been dialing up. The one thing that I love about this tournament too is it being in Florida. The weather conditions are always going to be an aspect.
Yes.
The same way you guys kind of spoke about it, like the last few holes being so difficult. It's going to, let's say it goes out there, pours one day or pours toward the end of the tournament. It's like there's so many guys that are so close in this leaderboard. Like you said, 20, 30 guys that are all between 5 strokes. Right? 5 strokes is not
in
very,
this course.
it's easy for me, right? If I'm out there. But 5 strokes is not that hard for some of these guys to kind of either make up, go on fire. If a guy birdies one hole and double bogeys another, it's very easy for guys to move up and down in this tournament, especially with the weather conditions being a difficult course on those few holes. And just being in Florida, man, I know they're enjoying it. This is an exciting one. I do think that this should be a major.
Yes.
I think it needs to be something that is bigger. That course is one of the best courses around the world. Guys love coming down to Florida, love coming to Jacksonville. It's a beautiful clubhouse, beautiful whole area. They do a great job with everything over there. So I think it definitely should be a major and something because it's something definitely that these guys look forward to every single year.
I will disagree with you, Wingo. I just because of this. This is the only reason I disagree. Because I agree with everything you said in the sense of it is a bigger tournament than anything else outside of maybe a major. It's just as big as a major. I just don't think you can honestly, retrospectively, consider this a major because then it kind of just, first off, it changes the entire discussion of all those guys that, didn't win majors, all of a sudden now have majors. And then it's like, I don't know, I think it's too late in the game to make it a major. I think it's been 4 for as long as I can even maybe know. I just think it's too late in the game to add another major. And this is already special in the sense that it is the highest purse. It's the most money you'll make. It is considered winning a Players great. But then, do you retroactively, and I don't know how many times Tiger won this thing, and you're going to give it, and then who knows, I don't know, I just don't think you can, it's too late. That's my biggest thing. I think it's just too late.
That's a fair point.
It's not the quality of the tournament. I think the quality of the tournament, this is just as good as a major. I'm with you 100%. I just don't think you can. It's too late in the game.
I think they got to go in and do a renovation of maybe changing the course up a little bit on some of the beginning holes, changing up. They got to change up something in order to make it a major, because then it's like, hey, it's not what it was like when you guys won the tournament. But now going forward, we've changed the course. We're going to keep those last few holes, maybe change up the whole terrain and the slopes and everything like that, make it a lot more difficult, compare it to something like Augusta's greens, and do something that's, extravagant, that kind of makes everyone like, wow, this is a lot harder now than it was before. Make a whole section in the clubhouse where it's all flashy, and just make it a little bit more, right? Take that next step, and then I think you can go back and maybe there won't be that argument of, okay, well, now I go and play that course. It wasn't the same that I played 10 years ago, and it's like completely new. So now I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a tree that I think that's on, I forget if it's 5 or 6 that they added. It's pretty much right in front of the tee box, and now you don't have the luxury now. Yeah, you got to hit it under the tree line. You got bunker and water to your left, and then just full pines all along the right side. So not only do you have to be accurate, but you got to keep that ball track low, right? So they've done changes, I think, that maybe is like a sign for things to come, right? Where it's like, how can we make some of these holes a little bit more challenging? How can we change the dynamic of this tournament? But it's like everyone has already kind of given it the reputation of it as like being the unofficial major, right? So it's like, even in the fans' eyes, like we kind of make it feel like it's a major. Even when you're out there, the energy's different. Like the amenities of that clubhouse are obviously ridiculous. The players love coming here because of everything that it has to offer. It's so pristine that it does feel like the major. But you bring up a good point, right? Like, what does the history look like for everybody that's won there, right? And how do you deal with that? But I don't know. I could see it happening. I've
got one more thing too, because I also just love the fact that Augusta is the only major that is played at the same spot every year, right? The U.S. Open, PGA, and the Open always move. Yeah. They're always rotating. Maybe it's a thing because then the players would, obviously you have to play the players at Sawgrass. Yeah. Is it a thing? And I don't know. I mean, I don't think it'd work because you already have to go to the players earlier that year. Like maybe just putting Sawgrass in that discussion for a U.S. Open or a PGA one year, and they have to change it up so it's different than the Sawgrass that they played in March. Right. I don't know, maybe it's something like that, but yeah, I think it's just like the fact that I think what makes Augusta so special too is that it is the only major that you are going back to. Like it's one that you play once a year, and that's it. The other majors it's a new course every 4, 5, 6, whatever years.
That's a good point.
So yeah. But there is so much discourse, like you said.
I mean, there's a lot of change, obviously, that's going to come with the tour. CEO spoke this week as well. Talked about the fact that they're actually going to keep, everyone's thinking, we're going to go away from these bigger events with 120 guys, and we're going to focus on signature events, smaller fields. CEO basically put that and said, no, that's not going to be the case. We're actually going to keep 120-man fields. We're going to have the cut line on Friday or after Friday going into the weekend. And we are going to make people like larger fields more competitive and make these guys grind out. There will be some additional signature events. So there's going to be a lot of change, I think, on the tour. I wonder if this is one of those things that they talk about and maybe is part of these changes. But it'll be interesting. And I think having that CEO talk, right? More big cities where they want to host.
I like that one.
New York, LA, Miami, right?
They just added them, obviously the one this year, the Miami. Yeah. The Cadillac Open.
Which will be coming back to Miami. So there's going to be a lot of reasons to grow the game and things that they could do to improve it. And from the words that the CEO kind of put out there, I'm excited about a lot of those changes because I do think it's actually for the betterment of golf and not just focusing on like your top 20 guys as being the drivers, right? It's focusing on all the talent that exists on tour. So we'll see if players ends up being part of that discussion and if it becomes a major down the line.
Yeah, I do want to note one last thing about the players. I'm insulted that Heath and JT, but I don't see any Hav here on this picture.
Your boy wasn't in the lead yesterday. That's why
he wasn't at the top of the leaderboard.
At 5 under.
Neither was JT or Henley. They're at 4 under with Javi.
Yeah, honestly, the only one that should be up there is Sahith by himself.
I don't like this, Poochie. Poochie, I don't like this at all.
Sahith is 1 over for today and is 4 under for the tournament.
Yeah, that's what he gets for being on the graphic.
Sahith. Oh no! What? He's 2 under now. Oh my God! Did he double a hole? He did. He just doubled 6. The hole I think we were just talking about.
I have him in my pool, and I was in second place. So thanks, Heath.
Did we do a pool for this?
Yes, dude. I do a pool. I've done pool 2 weeks in a row.
But why didn't I get? Where are these text messages? I haven't gotten any of
They're in
them.
the WhatsApp.
What? I forgot about those, but I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, look. What?
Oh, it is here.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God!
I'll set the next one's the Masters, so I'll put it in the chat.
We got to put it the pool in these things and get some people in the pool.
I like that.
Tell them about the pool real quick.
Yeah. So essentially, I've been running these Hondo pools for honestly like 5 years now. Where usually it's around big tournaments. I've done API. It's always the 4 majors, the players, and then I'll try it now. The last couple of years, I've been sprinkling in some signature events. It's a pool where you're picking 6 golfers. You're picking from different tiers, and then at the end, it picks your 4 best golfers, and your cumulative score is essentially your low score. And we've been doing it for a while. First and second place get money. The Masters one is specifically massive. So yeah, the Masters one.
It's awesome.
We'll share that big time.
I mean, yeah, the pots are huge in these things sometimes, and it's fun. It just makes you that much more engaged in these golf tournaments
100%.
too. All right, let's do our little quick rips for the week. All right, let's kick it off. Just real quick thoughts. Miami, Ohio loses yesterday in their conference tournament. Are they in? Are they out? What are your thoughts? They've been undefeated up to this point.
I think they should be in. I mean, they were the only undefeated regular season team. There's 68 spots. You're telling me you can't find a spot for Miami, Ohio? Put Miami, Ohio in the tournament.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap. For a team to do something like that so special, right? They should have an opportunity to go for it all, right? It's no different than when you look at the college playoffs, right? We now have 12 teams, and we got to let one of these lower level teams, in case the chance they do have that super team that one year. Why not do the same in basketball? And you just said, right, whatever 60 something spots, like. They deserve a spot. Let them go chase it all. They've worked so hard to get to this point. They put on an unbelievable amount of performance this entire season, and they have a chance to kind of keep moving forward. And I hope that they do.
Yeah, I mean, if they have to win their conference championship to get in, that's crazy. It's like then what the hell was the regular season for?
Exactly.
They did everything in their power. All right, real quick, World Baseball Classic champ. Who do you got?
I'm rocking with the USA, the US of A. I honestly do think the Italy game was a wake-up call for them. So I expect them to get right and win this damn thing.
Who do you got, Wingo? Hey, there he is! Let's go! USA!
USA!
And it starts tonight with our little brothers.
Yes!
The last time that Canada won versus USA in the World Baseball Classic was actually in 2006. I was 5. I didn't even know what was going on there, but they've been getting after those guys up north. I'm excited for them to do it tonight.
Hell yeah. I'm going obviously USA, but if there's a team that I really think has a chance, it's who we'll probably see next round, and it's the Dominican Republic. That lineup is just freaking ridiculous.
Yeah,
props to their celebrations too.
They're going ham.
They're fans, man. Like that in itself. That in itself is why I'm okay with them winning, because they have just been so electric from the exhibition games to every single round of game, which they played tonight here in Miami, which is I'm kind of wanting to go just so I can be in that environment, right? Because there's not many times that you can be in an environment like that where the fans are it's just a party for 9 innings,
crazy.
right? And that lineup just makes it that much more exciting. So if it's not USA, I'm rooting with DR. Very early March Madness prediction. Who do you got?
Ooh, I mean, it's looking like I'm gonna say Duke, just because it's Duke and they're on a roll. They
almost lost last night to FSU.
They did FSU. By the way,
FSU's ripped out.
FSU's good.
They're good. They're playing a little bit better. They haven't been great all year. But that would have been a crazy game to win, because then imagine they play themselves into the tournament by winning the ACC championship. That would have been wild.
So I'll probably go Duke, and if not Duke, maybe UConn, because UConn's won me 3 March Madness brackets. So there is another team, but I think I'm going to save that one. Let Wingo if I'm gonna guess what it is, there you go. Hey, the Gators are rolling, dude.
You know who I'm rocking with? I don't know. You guys have had to have seen it by now. This guy, Ruben Chinlo.
Yes,
This guy is the Draymond Green of college basketball. And these guys, they got a complete team. Obviously, won it all last year, but they reamped on guys. They got, they've won the defensive player of the year, the sixth man of the year. Like, they have a complete team, guys that can put up points. Todd Golden won the coach of the year. Like, they have it all, and they're hot right now.
Yep.
They're not even dwelling on the past of last year. They're ready to get another one this year. I think I forget which player it was, but I saw a press conference. I think it was yesterday. And one of the guys, they asked him about being an All-American this year, and he said, if I'm an All-American, great. If I'm not, even better. I'm just worried about winning the national championship.
I love
right
that,
now.
dude.
And that right there was like, sign me up. I'm ready to go, and I'm all behind the Gators this year again.
Dude, I'm with you. They look incredible. They're getting hot, just obviously at the right time. They already won the SEC, I think, they played tonight in Kentucky, right?
Yep, they do play Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah, so
big one.
But yeah, they're rolling right now. That team, dude, they can go back to back. It would not shock me in the slightest.
I'm going to ride with Duke. I mean, we got Boozer,
Yeah,
fellow
Boozer.
Columbus alumni.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
running. Is he throwing up the U over there? Oh,
sure
my
am.
God. You think you guys are
sure
going to
am.
win March Madness?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
We have a
We're
hell
just
of a
trying to
team.
latch on to something after losing the national.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Don't get me started with the Gators. Okay,
You guys are not even
Don't get me
ranked.
started.
You guys lost to Florida State in basketball. That tells you everything about that team.
Just watch us.
right.
Just watch.
All right. Good luck, buddy. All right. Friday the 13th. Did you know today is Friday the 13th? Did you recall that today is Friday the 13th?
you want to know how I know that?
I know that there's BOGO Chipotle.
Hey.
It's funny you say that, Wingo, because the way I found out was actually through Flanagan's, because they are doing something similar, or they posted a Friday. I think they're doing something similar too. So that's the only reason I know.
All right, there you go. Well, today's Friday the 13th. So I want to ask you guys, do you have any weird superstitions, especially when it comes to like watching your teams?
I don't know about superstitions, but I am a very big believer in like reverse jinxes and and people like actually cursing. I am a full believer that Luis Arias. I don't know if he's listening. Today's actually his birthday. So
It is. I texted him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Lou. Happy birthday, Lou. Cowboys still suck, though.
Whatever he says, always misses. Like if he says that a game is over, it's the kiss of death. Like, and it's not, and it when he actually believes it, and he will say it, like you're watching him, and he's like, dude, this game's over, and like I can tell when he means it. It always goes the opposite way. I've never seen anything like it. It's incredible. I believe in the reverse jinx or people being able to sway games by saying 3 words.
Yeah, I've seen that. Wingo, any superstitions when watching the Gators?
I would say I agree with the reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever bet on a team and I'm rooting for them, it doesn't go my way. It's like when I go to the casino and I roll black and I'm like, black, and it's always red.
Yeah.
And I found that I'm like, am sitting here praying to God, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh no, like it's all right if we lose, it's all right. And I end up winning every time I do that. So I'm a reverse psychology kind of thing. I'm going to stick with that one.
Yeah, for me, I've done like the wearing the same fit, but that hasn't proven to work, especially with the Dolphins. We win a game and then I repeat the fit and then we lose the next one. So that doesn't seem to work. But one thing the one thing though that kind of works sometimes that I've tested, and it worked a lot during the Heat runs, right? When the Heat would be down or we would be playing poorly, I would get everybody either at the bar or at my house or wherever we're watching to change seats.
My dad does that.
So like, hey, shit's not working. Like you move over here, I'm sitting over here.
My dad
and then
does
we'd
that.
go on a crazy run and we're like, okay, we found the seating arrangement. Everybody stay in these exact spots and you cannot move until the game's done, basically, and we win.
That's a great one. My dad is a big believer in that. I think both my parents.
I've seen it work.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just like you shift the I don't know, the universe around a little bit.
Forces around. Next to who.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if this one counts as a superstition, but I've done like the playoff beards, and they've worked like for the Panthers like these last 2 years. Like start of the playoffs, I'll trim my beard and then I won't touch it until, we essentially win.
Yeah.
Which it's worked in fantastic fashion for 2 years.
Yeah.
The Heat won too. Obviously, we didn't end up winning in the finals, but every time my teams are in the playoffs, my beard lasts 1 week with the Finns, but everyone else has been working pretty well. So
there's one superstition here that I found in a Golf Digest article, and it was Jason Giambi, I think in 2008, was in a massive hitter drought and hadn't had a hit in I don't know how many games. And one of the superstitions in baseball is you got to put on a gold G-string on in a game. And he wore it in 2008, and he broke his hitting drought the day that he put it on. So there's like weird superstitions in sports, and I guess like, hey, whatever you got to do to make shit happen, you do what you got to do. So Jason Giambi.
Maybe that's what we're going to do with the Finns. I'm going to start wearing
the gold G-string. Hey man, we got to start pulling out some wild
we're gonna
stunts.
pull it all
I'll let him lose.
Or you cut off a finger for every time they lose, and then eventually you have no fingers.
Yeah, I just have none.
Then you go to toes after that. All right. Well, that about does it. We got one debate, which is a Dave tweet, which is the tournament tweet.
I'll pull it up right now.
I got a graphic for you. Don't worry.
Oh, there you go, Poochie.
I got a graphic.
I actually think this was
there it is.
Joe Robbie.
Yeah, Joe Robbie pulled this up. I did see this. I saw a different one though. This one, I saw was more golf centric.
No,
this is a good one too.
This one's great. This one, I have my answer. I am going with Team A. And for this reason and this reason only, right? I mean, for me, it's got the Stanley Cup playoffs, which is probably the greatest of all playoffs. College football playoffs, so you still got that football. It still takes the football part of it. Mm-hmm. The Masters, the greatest golf tournament of all time. It's the best golfing event ever.
Outside of the Cognizant Classic.
And then, true. And I'm not a huge baseball guy, but even I tune in to the MLB postseason, right? Like World Series. So like,
MLB postseason's electric.
It's awesome.
It's electric.
So the only thing with B that I have to, there's two things with it. One, I love the NFL playoffs, and I love March Madness.
Yes.
Those are two of my favorite sporting events ever. The NBA playoffs, right? The Heat aren't in it. I'll peek in. I'll watch games, but like I'm not like as locked in as the other ones. And the World Cup's every 4 years, so for me, like I'll take the one I got every year. So I'll go there.
I feel like it's a pretty easy decision. I think A, right? The big thing that kind of really solidifies it is you still get that football element, right? Obviously, NFL playoffs is elite. B is carried by the NFL playoffs and the World Cup.
Well, no, and March Madness, too.
March Madness is great. March Madness is great. But to me, it doesn't carry enough weight compared to what I see in A, right? Especially what I've witnessed with the Panthers in the last few years in the Stanley Cup Finals, right? The college football playoff, especially now extended, great. MLB postseason, if you don't watch it, you're missing out on some amazing, just like sports energy, especially like you're talking not only consuming it, but being in these environments, right? It's kind of hard to beat World Cup when it comes to like fan environment experiences. Awesome. March Madness, obviously electric, but that lineup of A to me is kind of hard to beat.
Yeah, I definitely agree with lineup A. When I look at B, NFL playoffs, obviously amazing, right? But, Super Bowls have not been, too exciting.
Very true.
They haven't been as entertaining. March Madness, let's be realistic. It is amazing.
Yes.
But I'm not watching every single game every single week, right? Exactly. I'm just looking at the highlights of the buzzer beaters and all that. I'm seeing that. I'm getting hyped up, and then I'm watching the finals for me. Because if it's two crazy schools out there, maybe it's the only game on I'm watching. But I'm more just looking for that last 4 minutes of crazy basketball. I'm not sitting there watching the first quarter of some of these games in March Madness. NBA playoffs, probably the only time that I'm really watching basketball is when we get to the playoffs. I mean, I'm watching the Heat throughout the year a little bit, but I just think NBA is a sport where you have guys sitting out all through the regular season. It's such a long season. Playoffs is where you really see guys get after it. And then the World Cup, I'm not watching the whole every single game throughout the entire thing. That's the same. That's the thing where I'm watching the finals. I know that's a big world sport where everybody's very involved, so I do have a little bit of say in that side. But come on, Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Florida Panthers play? And then you've got college playoffs, right? Primetime games. Everybody's watching every single round, and from start to finish to these games. Postseason baseball, World Series, everybody's watching.
Sick.
And then the Masters, the greatest golf tournament of all time. You're watching, all those days of it, and it's just, an electric time for sports.
Yeah.
I want to add one thing here, right? That's going to maybe shift the dynamic. Okay. What happens if the Dolphins were in the playoffs every single year? Does that change your thoughts? Imagine not being able to watch the Dolphins play.
Yeah, no, it might. It definitely might adjust it. It's just like, as a unit,
exactly.
So much
100%. 100.
But for me, if the Dolphins are on a playoff run, it triumphs everything else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you told me B guarantees me a Dolphins Super Bowl, I would kick out every other one, including B. I would kick them out too. I'd move them to A. I'd trade them.
Yeah, it'd be
for a
strictly
Dolphins
carried by Dolphins playoff runs.
No
guarantee Super Bowl, just Dolphins in the playoffs.
Fine. Give me a playoff win. That's all I need.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's wrap it up here. Of course, we're bringing it back to how we started. Dude of the week, Mr. Bam Adebayo, 83 points. Cool cat, Cosmo Tires. Dude of the week, Mr. Bam Adebayo has to be the guy.
100%.
83 points. You're breaking Kobe Bryant's record. Electric performance from our guy Bam down here in Miami, Florida.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I think the two most deserving Dude of the Weeks we've ever given is Bam and then Hallebuck. So, you know what I mean? Like,
You go at elbow room.
But dude, Bam, I mean, again, there's not much more we can say about it. Bam put on one of the greatest single game performances of all time, in my opinion, obviously. Will Chamberlain's never existed. So the highest scoring performance of all time. But Bam Adebayo, the fact that it's a Miami Heat guy makes it even sweeter. So,
amen to that. Shout out Bam, 83 points. He's going to drop 70.
He's coming for the 100 now.
That's the next record.
Yeah.
For him to get to 100, he's probably going to have to take 60 shots in that game.
What would happen was that you'd need the exact same game against the Wizards, but you'd need to do it against a team that would actually be close. So then we have to go to overtime, and that's where he's going to get
it. Okay, yeah, fair. Yeah, because was Kobe was in
regular season, in regulation.
Regulation, okay, because I know like Luka was like OT or double OT.
Wilt was actually, I'm pretty sure Wilt was also in regulation. So.
Yeah, but he was playing against a bunch of 5-foot people.
Well, it never existed. So
there's no video. The fact that there's no video footage of is kind of crazy.
Him holding up 100 AI'd. Wilt Chamberlain's actually not a real person. He's not a real player. He's a makeshift player that the NBA has created to create this 100-point game. It never existed. Bam Adebayo, you are the highest scoring player in NBA history.
Shout out, Bam. All right. Well, appreciate you all as always for tuning in.
Yes.
Great episode today, and we'll see you guys next Friday.
Hell yeah. Peace, everybody.